Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So I'm doing a Q&A and I haven't done one of these in a little bit, so I felt like it was time. So I took it to Instagram to ask you guys to ask me some juicy questions. I have lots of questions that I've never answered before. So grab a cup of coffee, grab a snack, and we're gonna chat. The first question, we're going to start off easy, was the transition from college to married life difficult for you? And the answer is yes and no. So I say yes because at first it was hard because there was so much structure, and then there's like no structure at all, especially with what I do, which is YouTube, and I just moved, so it was like a whole new life and adjustment, and I got married. So that was hard to adjust to all the change, but now that I am here and about 4 months in, I feel like it is a lot easier. Like, I feel like this is home and I'm settled, and me and Sam have just found our groove being married, and it's just actually really, really nice. So yes and no, if I'm allowed to say that. Love your channel, but is there a secondary path you would like to pursue? Yes, I have always wanted to start a business, but I'm not really sure what that looks like right now. And I have like all these ideas in my notes of what I want to do and how I want to execute it. I've hinted at it a little bit, but there are things that I really want to, I guess, put out there in the world that I think would just be helpful. And I really want to relate it all back to Jesus is my hopes. So that's kind of my plan. I just don't know how I would start a business in this really small apartment. Like, there's nowhere to put inventory and things like that. So yes, there is another path that I want to take. I'm just not sure how to take it and how to start that with where I'm at right now. Okay, I just tilted it down a little bit more. I feel like that's a little bit better. So I'm going to do some quick ones. And the first one is, have you ever tried a menstrual cup before? And no, I have not. And I don't think I ever want to. I don't know why. I'm great with tampons. I think they work great. I think they're very easy, and I think I'm just gonna stick with that. Someone said how to not get bumps on your armpits when you shave. Honestly, I don't know, because I get them too. I've noticed especially a lot more recently, and I think it's because I've got a dull razor, so maybe that's why. Maybe don't use a dull razor, but I'm not sure. Okay, I like this question. It says, how do you handle staying pure when seeing one another in a long distance relationship? So if you guys do not know, I am a Christian, and something that goes along with my beliefs but also my own personal conviction is to not have sex before marriage. And so me and Sam did a long distance relationship as long as we dated, and I would go and stay with him whenever I visited. So this raises a big question mark of like, well, how do you manage to stay pure whenever you're doing that? Like, do you sleep in the same bed? Do you not sleep in the same bed? And a lot of people are like, do you just sleep in the same bed and not have sex? So I'll tell you guys what we did. So whenever I went to go visit Sam, Sam would literally sleep on the couch out in the living room, and I would get his room. So we did not want to sleep in the same bedroom or in the same bed, just because we felt like that was a temptation, I would say, and we wanted to preserve that for our marriage, and I'm thankful for that. Like, I'm thankful that we both aligned on that, but that's something that at the very beginning of our relationship we established, and we stuck with it, and I'm so thankful that we did. Now that I am on the other side and that we're married, it was just so special on our honeymoon. Like, our wedding night was our first night sleeping in the same room, same bed, and it was just really sweet. And then on the flip side, if we didn't get married and we broke up, we wouldn't have any regrets within our relationship. And that was something that we really wanted to do. We wanted to leave each other better than we found each other if we were to break up. That is how we stayed pure when seeing one another, and not to say that there weren't temptations with even sleeping in the same apartment. Even though it was different rooms, there definitely was, and so we just had to be super aware of that and very real with ourselves and honest with ourselves of like, okay, like, we need to either tighten up on boundaries or we need to do this, this, and this. Poor guy slept on the couch for almost 2 years, so I feel bad for him, but it was well worth it, and I know he would agree. Okay, so this was like the theme of the Q&A, and I feel like the hardest question for me to answer, and it says, how come you don't post faith videos anymore? So you guys might not know, but I do have a second channel called Flourish, and I might have posted like 3 videos on there. I was really set on making faith-based videos, but I did tell myself that I wasn't going to let it become above Jaclyn Brooke, which is this channel, because to me this channel is such a ministry, and I started it with that intention of doing regular videos while still showing light and still being light. That way I can reach people that aren't just Christians. If I only did faith videos, then I would only reach believers, right? But if I'm gonna be honest, I will say as of recent, and meaning like the past like year or two, I'm not really sure, I've just kind of felt like, I don't know, it hasn't been on my heart to make those videos, and I don't just want to like make a video to make a video. And like, you guys can go look at that channel. Those videos did really well, and I don't want to just make a faith-based video that's not truly from my heart and truly from the Holy Spirit just for views. But I will say I have been convicted recently. I just feel like I haven't been talking about Jesus as much, and I haven't been making as many faith videos and being very like open and honest with you guys. And I can honestly see ever since COVID is whenever I started, I guess, stopped doing that. And I honestly think it's because that's when cancel culture became just the biggest thing, and I did experience a lot of anxiety with just even sharing my life and sharing things that are very personal, and having like people just, I don't know, I'm just always afraid I'm gonna say something wrong, and I feel like I'm really not as much myself as I used to be on YouTube. And I feel like that's just what society has created. But just because people could hate me for that, I shouldn't stop it. So I have really felt convicted to, I don't know, just share more of like what I'm learning from the Lord in my vlogs, and what God is teaching me, and what I'm feeling convicted about, and what I'm struggling with, and just be more honest. Because very honestly, the people that are personally in my life, like, they hear me talk about Jesus all the time, they hear my convictions, they hear these things, but you guys on YouTube, like, you don't see that part of my life, and that's my own doing, and that's something that I want to bring back to my channel like I used to do. So like, rather than me showing you guys me reading my Bible, like me talking about it. So that's just a personal conviction I've had, and I see a lot of you guys miss that content, and thank you for even asking me about it and pointing it out. But yeah, I feel like that was really scattered, and I'm sorry, but that is why I've not been posting faith videos as much, but I hope to do more. And that's that. I really love this question. It says, do you ever have moments where you forget that you're married? Yes, I do, but I also don't, because it definitely feels like we're married, but I still feel like he's just my best friend. I don't know how to explain that. Someone said, why don't you ever talk about politics? I don't talk about politics for the reasons I talked about before. I guess I don't see the value in fighting over social media. I vote, I am very involved in politics. I just don't really talk about politics much. And the reason why is because I just want my channel to almost be like an encouragement. And I feel like right now, it's never a good thing to talk, like, it is just always just stressful. Very honestly, I don't talk about a lot of world events going on, but all that to say, I do think it's important to participate in politics, and I vote for the things I think reflect Christ the most and what God would point us to the most. So I like to vote biblically, I guess you could say. So the last question that I'm going to answer is, do you guys think you'll live in Atlanta forever? And to answer this question, no, we are not going to live in the city of Atlanta forever. We love living in the city right now. We love that we can walk everywhere, and then we take all these long walks, and it's just very, I don't know, it's fun for the time being, but we definitely don't want to raise a family in the city, and we don't see ourselves here long term for sure. So if we were to move somewhere else, it would definitely be outside of a city. Like, I don't think we'll ever live inside of a city again. But we honestly have no clue where we're going after Atlanta. So that is the last question in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it's not too short. I feel like my Q&As are always really, really long, so I'm trying to shorten them, make them a little bit shorter and sweeter. So don't forget to follow my Instagram if you guys want to stay involved in Q&As and just see my daily life. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.